Hi students. In this episode, we are continuing chapter 3 data structures. In this, we are taking stack, queue and linked list.
Stack, that is a LIFO principle, last in first out principle. The collection is formed by adding each element one over the other. The items are added at the top position. Similarly, we can remove only that item is placed at last. This organizing principle is known as last in first out. As the name says, last in first out. The item which is inserted in the last is the item that removed first. That is the principle. Last in first principle. Then the stack, a data structure that follows LIFO principle, is known as stack. It is an ordered list of items in which all insertions and deletions are made at one end, usually called top. Since it follows the LIFO principle, the element added at last will be the first to be removed from the stack. A stack can be physically implemented by an array. That is, the data structures. All the data structures which follows the LIFO principle, that is the last in first out principle, is known as stacked. So here there we have a variable or we have a top position where we can insert the items also, we can remove the items also. Here is an example, that is a stack of integers implemented by an array called stack. The last position is indicated by toss, that to denote top of the stack. So the value of toss is 5. The last element in a stack is always referred to by the expression stack name of toss. We know that how an array is indicated. Then in this case, stack tops gives 56. The first element will always be referred to by subscript 0. Here stack of 0 is 25. How we are implementing stack? The stack is implemented by an array, and we have to set the toss value as -1 to say that it is an empty set. And whenever an element is added, then a value of toss is incremented, and whenever an element is removed from the stack, then an decrement operation will be processed. This is how an stack is implemented, and there are two operations in stack. First one is push operation, and then the second one is pop operation. Push operation means inserting. It is a process of inserting a new data item into stack at the top position. Once a stack is full, and if we are trying to insert more items, then a situation comes. That situation is known as stack overflow. So hope you understand what is push operation. Push is the addition or insertion of elements into the stack, and when we are adding the elements, when the stack is full, then a situation arrives. The situation is known as stack overflow. Then we are moving to next operation. What is that? Pop operation. That is deleting operation. It is a process of deleting an element from the top of the stack. Please be noted, all these operations are done at the top of the stack. If we are trying to remove all the elements and there is no element in the stack, again we are trying to remove an element, then a condition situation comes, that is underflow, that is stack underflow. Hope you understand operations on stack. There is an algorithm for push operation and pop operation. The push operation, you can see the algorithm. Assume that stack of n is an array of stack with size n and toes denote the top of the position of the stack. Let val contains the data to be added in the stack. Let's start the algorithm. Start if toes is less than n minus 1. That means some elements is in the stack or not. Okay, that is toes is less than n minus 1. When we are starting, the toes value will be minus 1. That indicates that minus 1 is less than n minus 1. Then we have to add some elements. So toes is equal to toes plus 1. Stack of toes is equal to value. Else stack overflow. That's a simple algorithm. Then the algorithm for pop operation, same as same. Toes is greater than minus 1. Why we are checking toes is greater than minus 1? Because we are checking whether there is element or not. If there is no element, the toes value will become minus 1. So we are checking that. Then value is equal to stack of toes. Toes is equal to toes minus 1. We have removed one element and toes value will become decremented. Otherwise, stack will be under flow. There is the program code in the of stack operation, push operation and pop operation. The same as the algorithm. What we are learning from the algorithm, the same is here also. Then our applications on stack, where we are using this stack. We are using the stack in a reversing a string. We know Malayalam can be reversed as Malayalam itself. For that purpose, we are using stack operation. Then polishing a string and evaluation of a polished string. That is the application of stack. Next one is the queue. We know a normal queue of anywhere. In the assembly we have queues. Like the same the queue. Here the principle is FIFO principle. That is first in, first out principle. We know a queue which contains lots of persons, or let me say about the assembly queue. Okay, here one by one is inserted, and the other persons or removement from the front position. When we get something, we are moving from there. That is the LIFO principle. There is an example for voters list. The first voter in the queue will come out first from the queue. This style of organizing a group is to follow LIFO principle. So, if we can say that data structures that follows LIFO principle is known as queue. A queue has two ends, that is a front end and a rear end. Insertion of a data item will be at the rear end and deletion will be at the front end. It is also implemented by array, and the elements are removed from the front end and elements are inserted at the rear end. Front end means the front side and the rear end means the end of the queue. So, initially the value of front and rear would have been minus 1. Why we are using minus 1? Again the same thing what we have studied in stack. That is to show that it is an empty queue. Whenever an element is added, the value of these two endpoints, that is front and rear end will become 0. Whenever an element, then again we are adding the element, then the value of the rear only incremented until it reaches the highest subscript. Similarly, when we are deleting an element, the value of the front will be incremented. When we are adding an element, the rear value will be incremented. When we are deleting an element, the front value will be incremented. There is also two operations, that is insertion and deletion. What is insertion? Here we have to note carefully is the process of adding a new element into a queue at the rear end. Here also, once the value of the rear end equals to the last position, and if we attempt an insertion, queue overflow occurs. Then the deletion, noted that it is process of removing the item at the front end of the queue. If we attempt to delete an item from the empty queue, then underflow occurs. There is also algorithms for these two. That is, if rear double equal to -1, that means there is no element. Then we are adding some element, that means front and rear should be 0 and q of rear will be value. Then again else if otherwise rear is less than n-1, that means there is some elements there are, again we are adding some values. Then rear is equal to rear plus 1, q of rear is equal to value, else q overflow. Then the algorithm for deletion. Then here also we are checking friend is -1, less the greater than -1. If friend is greater than -1, then value is equal to q of friend. We are deleting a value from the friend and friend will become +1. Otherwise there is an overflow, underflow comes. If it is not, there is another situation comes. That means friend is greater than rear. Where the friend value will be greater than the rear, then friend and rear should be placed as -1. No element is there. We have setting that rear and friend is -1 and making the empty queue. Then there is code for these two operations. It's simple and you can see it. There is another queue called circular queue. That is, if we are still looking at these all things, some spaces will be empty. The front spaces, when we are deleting 4 elements from the 5 array, then 5 size array, then the first 4 elements will be vacant. To remove these things, we are implementing a circular queue. It is a queue in which two endpoints meets together. Its advantage over linear queue is that space utilization is maximum. Overflow occurs only if only all the locations are filled with the data items. Then applications, here the most important application for queue is job scheduling. We know the print job scheduling, file job scheduling, etc. are the application for queue. Linked list is a collection of nodes where each node consists of two parts, that is data part and a link part. A data part is where we are storing the data items, and the link part is the link is the pointer to the next node in the list. The address of the first node is stored in a special pointer called a start. Linked list is a dynamic data structure. Memory is allocated during runtime. So there is no problem of overflow and underflow. It grows as and whenever a data item is added and shrinks whenever any data is removed. The last node contains data as the last value and link as the null value. So linked list is a collection of nodes where we have two nodes with two values, that is a data value and a link value. Where data value we are adding the values of data, and a link value where we are this is pointer. Link is a pointer where it denotes to or points to the next node of the same list. Then how we are implementing this linked list is implemented using self-referential structures. We know what is self-referential structures that we are learned in the first chapter. Then struct node, curly bracket open, in data, that means a data value we are inserting. Then node star link, the pointer which points to the same structure itself. That is how we are implementing this data structure called the linked list. And start node is a special pointer. We are creating the start node as struct node star start. Here we are creating a node with the same structure value, or node star is star start. Here we have the operations creation, traversing, insertion and deletion. Creation, we are creating firstly the very first node, that is this one. Creating with a value 25 and a pointer, a null pointer, that is start pointer. Then again these two are interconnected using accessing the address of the first node and storing it in the start. Again we are creating another node and address of this node is added at the link part of the first node. Again we are adding another node, that is 17. Again the same purpose is done. This is how we are creating a linked list. Then the algorithm for this one, that is create a node and obtain its address, store data and null value in the node. If it is the first node, store its address in the start. If it is not the first node, then store its address in the link part of the previous node. Repeat the steps 1 to 4 as long as the user wants. That's the creation of the linked list. Next one is the traversing. Traversing, you can see that we are accessing the value of start first, then address of or the value stored in the start is accessing. We get the address of the first node, then its value is accessed. Again the value is then the link part of the first node is accessed. From there we get the second node's value. Again the link part of the second node is accessed and we will get the data of the next part. This is how we are moving to the each parts. Then the algorithm. See the algorithm. Get the address of the first node from the start and store it in the temp. Using the address in temp, get the data of the first node and store in value. Also the content, get the content of the link part of this node, that the first node, and store it in temp. If the content of the temp is not null, go to the steps 2. I repeat this step, otherwise it will be stopped. This is algorithm for traversing. Next one is the algorithm for insertion. Here we are inserting. We can insert the values at 3 positions. First position is the at the beginning and at the end, again at the in between two nodes. The algorithm for here we are seeing is in between algorithm. Create a node and store its address in temp. Store the data and link part of this node using temp. Obtain the address of the nodes at position pos -1 and pos in the pointers. That is pre-node and post-node respectively with the help of a traversal node. Yeah. Then copy the content of temp into the link part of the node at position -1. Whatever written in the position -1's link part, that is copied to the temporary nodes link part. Then which can be accessed using pre-node. Then copy the content of the post node. The post node into the link. So the value is copied. Link part of the new node that is pointed to the point. Then access the address of the temp value and copy the address into the link part of the post node. That is the algorithm. Then we have the deletion operation also. Here also we can delete at 3 positions. First one is the at the beginning, at the end and in between. Obtain the address of the nodes at position post -1 and post 1 in the pointers, that is pre-node and post node respectively, with the help of the traverser. Copy the content of the post node into the link part of the node at the position post -1, which can access using pre-node, that is the previous node's link part. The value where we have stored the link part or address of the node. Here we are copying the address of the node from where we are deleting a node. The address is taken to the previous node and a link is connected. Then the particular node, position node, is deleted.
So we have completed stack, queue, linked list, different operations in stack, that is insertion and deletion, queue, insertion and deletion, linked list also we have creation, insertion and deletion. Hope you understood these all topics. Please learn the topics. Thank you.